Ladies and gentlemen, former President Donald Trump will not be handcuffed, and his arrest has been delayed by the Secret Service. So the Secret Service has not only blocked the handcuffs, but negotiating and delaying the arrest. Why is this taking place? Well, Democrats, in their usual apoplectic and morally superior manner, forgot that he's a former president. They're highlighting the fact that he's a former president, but not in the manner that they want. They want people to look at this and say, my God, our country has fallen to our former president has been indicted. They would have voted the same way in 2016 and 2 years ago had Joe or Hillary been indicted. They wouldn't have cared, and they would have claimed it was purely political. However, Joe and Hillary and others did commit crimes. Hunter did commit crimes. You can't transfer top secret intel onto private secret servers legally. It is not possible, but I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee. I don't think anything's going to stop her, especially in their minds. This is a huge political victory, but it's really not. They're highlighting the fact that he is a president, and they're also highlighting a former president. It makes a great many Americans, over half the country or half the country, feel like something's wrong. Like politics is now involved in, like, political partisanship is involved in justice. The rule of law should not be used to target or go after Trump. The rule of law states that the FEC didn't even view this to be a fine. This would, the foundation, Bill and Hillary's foundation, has infinitely more legal problems, scandals. They were investigated like 2 seconds in New York in 2016. They spent 7 years trying desperately to find a state law that they could then manufacture into some kind of federal crime or some kind of state crime. Okay, because the FEC is a federal issue. And then they said, well, the business reporting, but it wasn't even Trump's company. Trump's company didn't pay Stormy. Michael Cohen started a shell company, and then he paid Stormy through that, and then stated through his lawyers and to Congress that Trump and the Trump organization had nothing to do with it. This is the star witness they have. Initially, this, placates or, gives Democrats the little victory that they claim that they've wanted for so long. The walls have always been closing in, but now even when the walls have closed in, it's not really a big issue. Like, he's not going to get convicted, almost certainly not. I mean, it's a New York jury, so anything's possible. These are liberal Democrats going after a Republican. You imagine if the tables were turned. All they would say is that it's partisan, but the FEC didn't view it to be a fine. It was past the statute of limitations. Clinton and the DNC were fined for what? For claiming legal expenses. And now they're not going to get Trump in handcuffs, but they'll get the mugshot on every single coffee mug and shirt and poster, and it'll just make Trump more popular. It'll just highlight the fact that Hunter hasn't been indicted yet for crimes exceeding financial crimes. Just the videos and pictures alone are crimes. Some of them. Not all of them, but according to the New York Post. And Rudy Giuliani, who had his laptop. And others who've seen the contents. You have felonies, clear felonies that the New York Post reported from Hunter. Okay, clear violations of the law. Felonies, emails asking for his influence. No indictment. You have Hillary siphoning classified data onto servers for 4 years, completely secret, wiping the servers clean when Congress wanted them. It's just rampant, like flaunting impunity, like this above the law kind of behavior. No indictment. Okay. The Honorable James Comey said no reasonable prosecutor would indict. You can watch the short on this channel. The Honorable James Comey is speaking. Explains and hit subscribe to this channel right now. You can read my writing on The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. Become part of a newsletter there to my new Patreons. Thank you. Your support is so greatly appreciated. Thank you. The Patreon link is below. And the super thanks is below as well. They blocked the arrest, number one. The arrest is delayed. The surrender is delayed, so the arrest is delayed. And there's no handcuffs. They're not going to get the photo up they wanted because the Democrats are doing this to win, okay? They're not doing this for the rule of law. They're doing this to level government like a despot or totalitarian authoritarian would, okay? Has zero to do with the rule of law. It's 7 years. Then they're like, oh, there's a phone conversation in Georgia. He never claimed that, he never told anyone to do anything illegal, and it's been since 2023 they haven't found anything. Okay, again, with this, it was 7 years. They didn't find anything either. This was a campaign promise from the district attorney of Manhattan and of New York. These are Democrats who literally ran on a campaign of indicting Trump. Could you imagine if you ran on a campaign of indicting Clinton and then you wanted to become attorney general? They'd never vote for you. The Democrats would never vote for that. Oh, as it is, when Democrats are in Congress, they go after journalists, okay, for revealing that Twitter was an extension of the Democratic Party, suspending 200,000+ conservative accounts. Are you kidding me? And banning Trump when he didn't even break any rules? And working with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and then the only thing that media gets from this is, well, Trump was thin-skinned. It's like, what? How do you not see any of this? But again, the Democratic Party, wonderful, morally superior liberal Democrats live in their own world. The world is a pure, wonderful world where Trump is the embodiment of criminality. Hunter, Joe, the Lincoln Project, all these people, they're okay with never-ending wars. They're okay with their criminality. They're okay with all the scandals that far exceed Trump, because the thing with Trump is that it's the apoplectic and hysterical media response. If media treated Trump in the manner they treat Biden, the whole country would love him. Not just half the country, the entire country. A big part, like 80 to 90% of anyone's public image is how media looks at the person, okay? And that's a testament to how amazing Trump is. You have only negative media coverage, and still people can see through the lies and the nonsense. Trump never he never said that one side had wonderful people, good people, because he condemned that side. And he was referring to Republicans who wanted statues of conservatives. I mean, you could say you don't like that viewpoint, but it's not what you were told, what people were told. He didn't clear Lafayette Square. He didn't want to invade this country or that country. He didn't want to do any of the things that he didn't get advance warning of emails from the DNC. He didn't do any of those things. He wasn't a Russian operative. He never gave classified data to. This is according to sources, according to people, according to sources familiar with the matter. There are no articles like that in the Times or the Washington Post or others. According to sources, Biden and Hunter did this. Okay? Media routinely lies. They routinely lie and deceive because they either lie by omission or they find a source familiar with the matter that Trump wants to devour Mars. And then people run with it and they believe it. Now, the DA, the New York Democrats, will have to answer to Congress. They'll have to answer if Democrats, through operatives, through public relations executives, through lawyers, through media, influence Stormy, Michael Cohen, the National Enquirer people. Michael Avenatti is now a part of this, but he's in prison now. But Michael Avenatti spoke in DNC functions. So, he's a part of this too. Stormy's lawyer spoke at DNC functions. He was running as a Democrat. And you have Michael Cohen, who lied through his lawyers and lied to Congress, said none of this ever happened. So I don't know how the DA is going to prove that the affair even took place, that they had a romantic relationship, which I think they did. But of course it's a legal expense if the lawyer just takes care of any legal issue. And if if it's just a legal issue that the FEC didn't view to be a fine, how on earth Are they going to try desperately to get Trump? Everyone knows it's just purely political. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. I'll be back in a couple of